Okay, if you could customize your lover, would you? NERDSoul. Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta, holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people, today? All year coming with another wonderful episode of movie reviews. And trust me, you want to stick in for this one. Especially if you're getting your date on, if you're married, if you're in the scene looking for someone new, someone special. Because we talk about a cool movie called 2050. And before we get started, I am teaming up with Slice of Sci-Fi. That's right, them folks that got great discussions on video, on podcasts about sci-fi, fantasy, all kinds of cool genre films. And I'm gonna be real with you, they kind of know what they're doing. So you should definitely check them out. See that link below because they hit me onto this. And it was like, yo, you wanna see 2050? I was like, yo, y'all wanna see 2050. So what is 2050? 2050 is a slice of life film that brings in the ideas of relationships starting and ending, but revolving around a world where we have these e-mates. And for slang terms, some people call them sex bots, and how they affect said slice of life. And you know what? It's kind of a smart film. And the reason I consider it smart is because it asks the audience the right questions, and it poses the right questions, and it frames the right situations to start conversation. And we'll get to that later, but first I want to remark on some stuff that I thought was really cool, which is the score. Straight up, usually I don't remark upon the score in a film. Of course, this being an indie film, it probably took over a little bit more than in other larger budget films, but I really enjoyed the score and the original music therein. I was like, wow, like the tone was perfectly set and perfectly matched. In each scene that went by with the music, it helped drive and kind of pull you in with a very inquisitive nature when you're going from scene to scene, dealing with this relationship, dealing with this person and that person. It was kind of cool, and I really dug it, and I wanted to give some props to the score. Also, I like the way this movie is shot. There's a couple of parts where I'm like, I don't really like, but on the real though, some very interesting angles in this. Just the way they use the foreground separation, even the way they did like tracking shots and things of that nature. I thought it was kind of cool, and it provided kind of like this view into a world that is definitely weird, definitely crazy, but doesn't seem too far from where we are now. Now, before the jump, I want to get into the acting because since this is about relationships, sometimes you need people that seem like they're in a relationship. People that, they do the casting where they try to see if like, hey, do you match up with this person? What is your chemistry? You know what I'm saying? And here we have some great chemistry with, of course, e-mates and humans and humans and humans and other humans that shouldn't be with those humans. But look, you'll see the movie, you'll understand. But all of these people do a great job of making this feel normal, making it feel natural, making it feel like a world that you could live in or a world that we'll be in pretty soon. I mean, 2050 is not long away. It's not like this movie is called 3050. 2050 is like around the corner. But the thing that I think is cool is how natural these relationships look. They might mimic a relationship your friend is in, or maybe your uncle is in, or your sister is. It's very close to home, and it helps sell this movie a lot, which I definitely like. Now, guys, of course, we got to get to the break. We got tons of other stuff to get to, and the score. You see, but you got a little bit. Now you got to know why. But first, KURO Brand's gonna help us pay them bills. Yeah, check that link below. Hats, shirts, hoodies, all that jazz. And once you find something you like, of course, cop it. Now, let's get into what an e-mate is, because in this film, they work to blur and blend these lines of what it is to love something, what it is to be in love, and these are all great questions for conversation, which I'll touch on later. But an e-mate, of course, a robot that is there to provide companionship. You know what I'm saying? You're there, you be your friend, listen to you, let you vent, you know, give you some compassionate love time, you know, if you need that too. But just they are there for you to be a mate that you would normally find in humans. And with this, they ask a lot of great questions like, is this good? Like, that's just the basic. Is this good? What does it mean when you fall in love with one? Can you fall in love with one? Can one fall in love with you? What is pleasure? Is pleasure a two-way street? Is all of these things that are great also when it comes to the perception of people around you, how they look at it, how they feel, and does that bleed into your relationship? And can it be called a relationship since it's sort of one-sided? So all of these great things are wrapped into what an e-mate is and wrapped into this movie. And I really love that dialogue that it creates, because this is the type of movie where you can watch it with your friends, and after watching it, you can have like an hour, 2, 3 hour discussion on what it means to be in a relationship now, what it means to be in a relationship with an e-mate. You know, should this even be a thing? Should it be an option? Should we crush and kill it? You know, is this a cautionary tale or not? And when I think about art, and the point of a lot of art is to create discussion, create a reaction, create a response, if you will. This movie does a great job at it. And you add that with the cool shots that I like, the tracking shot that I really enjoyed, the music that I enjoy, and the actors that really bring it home to seem like they're in honest relationships. I'm giving this joint 3.5 stars. Because straight up, I really enjoyed this thing, man. There's always room for a movie that uses sci-fi as a way to spark a conversation. I think this is a conversation that you guys will have a lot of fun having with your friends, especially what these characters go through, whether they're married or unmarried or looking to be married. There's a lot for you guys to get into. So guys, holla at me, I'ma holla at you. Down in the comments, let's talk 2050. Have you seen it yet? If you haven't seen it, go on and check it out. Holla at me down below. Now this is spoiler free, so you know, if you've seen it and you want to talk about it, hit spoiler real quick and then like enter like 55 times and then say what you gotta say. But if you haven't seen it, go on and let's talk about whether you're into customizing your lover. And if you're into customizing your lover, what would be your first selection? Yeah. What would it be? So before I bounce, I'm going to tell you guys to hit up ThatNERDSoul.com. That's right. Check me out right there. All my videos from the oldest, newest, latest, greatest, and all that. Then hit up shop.ThatNERDSoul.com and pick yourself up a t-shirt, player. Don't forget to get one for them playettes. Then come back here, like, comment, subscribe, and share that Nerd Soul. That's right. There's no better way that I can show people that you like what you are watching. So, LA, what up? VA, what up? RVA, you got my heart. And please be good to yourselves. Please be good to each other. And remember, it's a tough world out there, man. But with e-mates coming, Tinder, you better watch out. Peace.